So inside the final minute of the first half. But this is what was happening just moments ago there. That wonderful catch by Brian Corcoran. I think that's 3 he's made in this game. Cork with 16 scoring chances in the first half. Limerick with 12. Cork getting 9 scores. Limerick with 6. And again, I come back to it, Liam. You just feel if Limerick can settle down and start playing the game that Eamon Cregan knows they can play, they could be most effective.
Yes, but they're tense because they're afraid to let them get away from them. So they're playing with a little bit. It's like as if they're afraid to lose or let it go away. So they're not flowing. And I think if they could flow, they would be served a lot better.
Mike O'Brien with the latest wide, and that is now a total of 6. Clem Smith there with his right thigh very heavily strapped up. Limerick were in trouble. They needed to make those early changes. They lost a goal, of course, after 12 minutes. That's Pat Ryan in here for Mark Landers. Coming onto it is Sean O'Halpine, challenged by Moran. Oh, the hand pass was a little bit too long. Limerick get it back. Pat Ryan, who's been close to a starting lineup for quite some time, but they've also got Derek Barrett in their ranks, so I think he's one of the really unlucky ones not to be in that defence, but it is a very good back line. And Sean O'Halpine catches the last ball of the opening 35 minutes, 36 in fact, and at half-time that goal by Shawnee McGrath, so influential. After 12 minutes, Brian Corcoran outstanding at centre-half back. Already Kieran Carey has been taken off him. Limerick have a lot to do, and they need to really get their game going against the All-Ireland champions, because in Thurles it's Cork 1-8, Limerick 6 points. Let's go down to Jim Carney.
Dave Punch, Limerick selectors against you on the scoreboard, but yet you're well there.
Oh yeah, there's only 5 points in it at the moment, Jim, but okay, we conceded what I would consider a soft goal. We are under a bit of pressure, especially I think our half forward are under pressure at the moment. Cork have started to dominate there in the last 10 minutes, but there's still 35 minutes to go.
You were clearly unhappy there on the sideline with a few of the decisions that went against you early on, Dave.
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to say whether the referee was right or wrong. I think it's probably unfair. Naturally, I'm going to have a bias if anything, but yeah, well, there was a few, but in fairness, that's not the reason we're the 5 points down at the moment.
Finally, Dave, you've moved Kieran. What do you expect from him in the second half?
Well, hopefully, I think in fairness now, Brian Corcoran in the last 10 minutes, as I said, was getting the better, so we just made a switch because we were hoping to bring both Shane and Kieran into the game, so in the second half, obviously hoping for that they're going to win in those areas.
Thank you very much, Dave. Best luck.
Thanks, Shane.
The All-Ireland champions have the upper hand. Can they retain it? Can they hold on to it and stay on course to retain their titles? Analysis after the break.
It used to be a van around the country with the boys in the back. Great. It's a little bit different now. Oh, brilliant. Next.
Okay, are we ready?
The feeling I get around the country is that we're all performing on a bigger stage, a world stage. Because what happens here can so easily have a global effect. In the same way, international news has become our local news too.
The Irish Times, for the times we live in.
The ESET Digiphone network is designed to ensure you make the most of your mobile phone. As a message taker when you're busy. Or to send and receive email. You can even send and receive faxes. If you'd like to know more now, you can call our customer care line 24 hours a day on 1909. ESET Digiphone, making business work.
I'm Captain Peter Ferguson. If you're looking for real value across the Irish Sea, look no further than Irish Ferries.
I don't just change the way I look.
I change the way I see myself.
I see myself in Feria by L'Oreal.
For me, it's the end of flat color. Feria is a different kind of hair color with L'Oreal's color technology for vibrant, shimmering color.
And it won't wreck or ravage my hair.
Feria by L'Oreal, worldwide #1 for hair color.
And I'm worth it.
20% off everything, even on prices already slashed this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at Champion Sports, Ireland's #1 sports stores.
Looking for superior investment performance? Quinn Life. No commission. No salespeople. Just an approach that has produced 506% growth over the last 7 years. Talk to Quinn Life now. Phone 1850 77 1851. Quinn Life. Superior performing investments.
If I have won, it is only by taking inspiration from the victories of others.
If I create the future, it is because I am drawing on the past.
If I have built on the experience of those who have gone before.
If I can move the world with melody, it is only by harmonizing with history.
Behind every true original lies a respect for the craft and traditions of past masters.
If I see further than you, it's because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants.
Bulmer's Original Cider, all in its own good time.
Follow Euro 2000 at www.rte.ie/Euro 2000. Send your comments to Euro 2000 at rte.ie.
You're welcome back indeed. So it's half-time at Semple Stadium in Thurles in this Munster Senior Hurling Championship clash, and everything to play for in this game. This is what the statistics tell us at half-time. Cork lead the match 1-8 to 6 points. There didn't seem on the statistics to be as many frees as it seemed in the actual flowing of the game. 3 to Limerick, 7 to Cork. Wides, they're level on wides, just at 165, and that was actually a point at 65 as well. And there have been 4 yellow cards so far in this first half against Limerick. It was Stephen McDonough, Ollie Moran and Brian Begley, and Diarmuid O'Sullivan, the player booked for Cork. All right, joining me in studio to look at that first half, we have Tomas McGahey and Pete Finnerty. The big difference, I suppose, Pete, between the two has been, not just in terms of the quality of play, but the goal as well that Cork got, because it's been tight enough apart from that.
It was tight enough up to that, and Limerick had their fair share and Cork had their fair share, and if anything the goal came against the run of play. Cork really hadn't settled into the game, and Limerick don't want them to settle into the game, to be frank about it, and it was to and fro, and Limerick were settling down. Mark Foley was playing well at wing back, he was getting the ball up. Kieran Carey was having a good tussle at Brian Corcoran at that stage. Halpin wasn't as much in the game either, nor Sherlock, and they were getting the ball down the wings and inside, and Begley was having a right go at O'Sullivan inside. At that stage you'd say that Limerick were doing extremely well, but then suddenly Cork, against the run of play, got the goal. But again, one opportunity with the likes of players of McGrath and Dean and Cronin, and they're going to put you away. It was a ball that came in from midfield, and it was a speculative shot enough that lobbed short, but again Lucy was the wrong side of his man, got caught flat-footed, and Dean or McGrath again didn't do anything, just tapped the ball into the back of the net, the simple thing, didn't even put it into his hand. Here we see a big guy. You feel sorry for Stephen Lucy coming into a championship match, first big game, and to have some market player of that calibre. And we're only commenting on about it here, don't you know. Really, he should have maybe been played at the half-back line, don't you know, because you get a little bit more breathing space out there, and you get a chance to play your game.
And this is more of Shawnee's magic.
Oh, here we see Shawnee again. This is where he destroyed Lucy, and this was time to change Lucy at this stage. He just turns him on a sixpence, down the wing, looks up and over the bar. The bread and butter that he's done all year last year, and he's on a high again.
Tomas, Cork have that 5-point advantage at half-time. There was a chance to Limerick in that first half. They might have had a goal themselves.
Yeah, Barry Foley got a good opportunity in the first half period and went through with a great ball. Personally, I would have felt maybe he should have knocked it over the bar, because Limerick need every scoring opportunity and they need to take every scoring opportunity. It was a great shot, but I mean, at point at that stage of the game, maybe would have settled him down. He's now been removed from the play.
Yeah.
Maybe you would feel that he should maybe be allowed another couple of minutes at that stage to kind of express himself. I thought it was a bit harsh removing him that quickly, because out front of him, certainly the half-hour line are struggling badly. Cork half-back line are very, very dominant, and if Limerick are to win this game, they're going to get need some inroads in the half-hour line.
I'm not quite sure that he mightn't just have had an injury to us, because I thought that he seemed to just hobble a little bit going off, but however, we might find that out later on. Let's look at the incidents, Pete, that happened in this first half, more from the point of view that something that Liam Griffin said, and some of our callers made this point after last week's match as well between Tip and Waterford, that teams are afraid to lose these games because there's so much at stake, and it brings this kind of tension into the game.
It does. It's a very valid point, and Liam is right. You have a team, Limerick have been out of the championship for 11 months effectively, and they're all hyped up and they want this big game with Cork. They've been thinking about it for 6 months, and they don't want the game to develop. I'm not blaming Limerick for this, and in fairness, the referee has a lot to answer for in that, because he should have blown for it a long time before that. But in games that are so tense and so tight, and you've been waiting all year for this match, Cork had a great year last year, Limerick had nothing. Limerick don't want the game to develop. In actual fact, they don't want it to flow, because they know Cork are so good they'll destroy them. So they'll bring it down to a hard-hitting physical game and slow Cork down and play by any means. There should have been a free blown up at that stage, whether you give it to Cork or whether you give it to Limerick at that stage. Just call it there and then.
I think a slap ball was the right method on this occasion, because Neil Ronan's on the ground, TJ Ryan is standing over him. Neither one can actually play the ball, so you must blow the whistle and throw in a slap ball. It's allowed to develop, and certainly you don't want to see scenes like this in Munster Championship hurling. But look,
the referee has been slow to react in that particular instance. Overall in that first half, how do you think he's refereed it?
I think on certain occasions, I think he's been harsh on Limerick on 1 or 2 occasions as well, showed the charges that he's given maybe dubious frees to Cork. I know Limerick have conceded an awful lot of frees in the first half period as well, but when there's a foul, you must blow the whistle, or else in hurling especially, things are going to develop. If you're not in quick with the whistle, it will develop.
Yeah. Last week, Pete, we saw Waterford 5 points down at half-time to Tipperary. We thought Waterford might be able to do enough and that it wasn't too big a gap to pull back, and of course we saw what happened to them. 5 points in this one as well. 5 points again in this one, but looking out, the Cork half-back line are playing so well at the moment. At the beginning, all you had was O'Halby, and he was magnificent. Next thing, Corcoran starts, Sherlock starts. There's nothing going inside into the Limerick full-forward line. Cork are coming... they brought McCormack out the wing. They've left a big gap in the middle, and they're just... Who's going down? Timmy McCarthy. He's doing what he did in the All-Ireland final. He's running down on goal. He's going to get another opportunity, throwing a ball to McGrath or to Dean, and they're going to put it away. I can't see Limerick pulling it back at this stage. There was 1 or 2 of the Cork scores in the first half, Tomas, that had a touch of the exhibition stuff about them. If these guys opened up, they could take Limerick apart.
They could, but I would have a little bit of a worry about it as well, because I think Jimmy Paddy Murphy will have a few harsh words to say to their forwards. There's a small bit of over-elaboration in the forward line, maybe hand-passing balls to guys when they had opportunities to shoot themselves. Last year, you had free-flowing hurling, hit the ball into the square into Joe Dean. If it breaks off, put it over the bar. This time round, we see a little bit of over-elaboration.
Yeah, but that's my point. They don't feel they're under pressure.
They don't feel under pressure, yeah, but certainly, I mean, they're not stretching their lead, right? Limerick are still much in this game, very much in this game, you know. It's grand to do the fancy stuff when you're 8 or 9 points ahead at that stage, but you must kill the game first, and there are opportunities that fell to Cork that they didn't take in that first half.
Okay, we saw the interview just before the half-time commercial break. Dave Punch acknowledged that Limerick have a few problems up there, Pete. They have a few problems, and they've a lot of work to do, and you look at Cork, you'd say Cork are in about third gear at the moment, really, but there's no urgency about them, and Tomas is right, there's still only 5 points in it. A goal in hurling can come like that, a second goal comes, and the next thing Cork or Limerick will get this momentum out of nowhere, but I can't see it happening, really. Limerick don't have enough players playing well in any position. Mark Foley is probably the one player that's holding his own. The rest are involved in all the tussles. Like, there was about 10 Limerick players in there straight away into the tussle. They should be concentrating on hurling, getting the better of their own man on a 1-to-1. Midfield is probably breaking 50-50. But in the Cork defence, again, they're just storming into it, and in the second half, I can't see any way through for Limerick. Any word, Tomas? Can your lads do it?
I would expect Cork to maybe push home their advantages in the second half. The play should open up even more at this stage, which will suit the likes of Shawnee McGrath, the Ben O'Connors and the Joe Deans on the inside line.
Let's go back to Thurles.
Yes, it is 1-8 for Cork, 6 points, and straight away the players get into it. Mickey O'Connell leaving it here for Pat Ryan this time. Sides who have faced one another on 55 occasions in Munster Championship action. Wayne Sherlock is beaten by Dave Stapleton. Stapleton's come out to left half forward. It is switched with Mark Keane. Mark Keane is now top of the left. He's being marked by Fergal Ryan. That's James Moran, not a good shot. Ryan here, second attempt, gets it up onto his stick. Wayne Sherlock comes, gathers, drives it away to midfield. Fergal McCormack playing well, but he's beaten by Ollie Moran. O'Halpin's in quickly. McCormack's there as well. And that, once again, is Kieran Carey, who seems to have gone back to centre half forward. Meanwhile, Ollie Moran looking for the first point of the second half, and Ollie Moran looks to have got it. No, it's stopped on the goal line. Just drops a little short. Donald Cusack doing well. And the referee says he took far too many steps, and it's going to be a free from the 20-metre line. Well, he stopped at almost certain point by Ollie Moran, but now Limerick should make amends. Here's it taken quickly. Mark Keane took it quickly across towards James Butler. They had a really simple chance of taking a point. They went for something special, got nothing. Kieran Carey back in on the 40 again, stopped by Sean O'Halpin. Brian Corcoran trying to come out with this. Partly blocked. Clem Smith fires it in defiantly and with accuracy and puts it between the posts. Limerick get that first point of the half. One presumes he takes back the captaincy. He had been the captain, but when injury prevented him starting, that honour fell to Ollie Moran.
It's difficult for Kieran Carey. You can see that he's struggling with his touch, and that's just a lack of competitive action for a while. He really is struggling with that, but he's battling hard.
Battling hard as well as Ollie Moran. James Butler tried to prod that one on one-handed. Comes back to Sean O'Halpin. Inside towards Timmy McCarthy, moves into the centre, attracts Mark Foley to him, comes back out towards Pat Ryan, and Ryan puts it over the bar from a huge distance out. That's his first point of the game.
I think that Jimmy Barry will have told the Cork lads at half-time, look, quit the messing and over-elaboration, get that ball and lash it over the bar. That's what they've just done. I think if Cork stick with that, I think we'll see Limerick in a lot of trouble. The Cork half-back line, as the lads said at half-time, have cleared, I think, 12 balls in the first half to Limerick 7, and that tells its own tale.
Michael Bryan, hands and knees, getting it back there towards Ollie Moran, pushing forward. He's fouled. Fouled by Pat Ryan. Referee explaining why to the man from Sarsfields in Glanmire. It'll be a free on the 65-metre line for Limerick. Hoping to take every possible chance now as Mark Keane comes out. He's already pointed 165. Only one of the match. This time he goes short again. This time they have the chance, but it's put wide by James Moran. Two possible point opportunities going a-begging for Limerick in the opening minutes of the second half. Kieran Carey spooning it back there towards Ollie Moran. Neil Ronan about to put in the challenge. Cork with a man down on the ground in need of attention. It's fired in there beautifully. They come forward once more, and again it's Begley who's discarded that helmet, still trying to get it forward, but stout defence by Cork, and John Brown comes out. Inside towards Fergal McCormack, towards Shonny McGrath. Little bit of trickery by McGrath. Players coming to Limerick's rescue. TJ Ryan coming out from full back, only as far as McCormack. He's 45 metres out. Cork's injured players back on his feet once again, and that shot is fired in, and it's put over the bar by Fergal McCormack. That is his first point on the match. 2 shots on the target, and he makes it this time, and he's also made it 1-10 to 7 points. Cork have been very decisive all over the park. They haven't been fouling, and in the second half I think what Liam Griffin says is absolutely right. I'm sure Jimmy Barry has said, let's not over-elaborate, do what you do best, keep it simple, keep it flowing. That's a great block down initially by Kieran Carey, and the second time it's James Moran who goes in to deny Brian Corcoran, who commits the foul, and it'll be a free to Limerick 65 metres out.
Despite the difficulties that Kieran Carey is having, I mean, that's a tremendous block down. That shows all that's best in hurling, the skill, the guts to get in there and block down. And if he gets this point, it's as a direct result of Kieran Carey's applying himself to the job.
Mark Keane to take this. He has got another.
Kieran Carey's point.
Well, Kieran Carey who made it, Mark Keane who scored it, and both of his points coming from frees from 65 metres out. And now it's 110 to 8 points. Dave Hennessy of the Piershig in Limerick has just come onto the Limerick team, and Shane O'Neill is the one who's made way. Limerick are now after using 3 of their possible 5 substitutions. There's the new man in.
And he scored in his first touch in the league semi-final when he came on a magnificent point.
Inside it goes towards Shonny McGrath. Standing firm, however, is Brian Geary. Mike O'Brien swiftly firing it into the half-forward line towards Carey. Runs out instead there towards Mark Keane. Couple of Cork men around him. Still has enough room. Carey's going forward. He's got 2 men in support just ahead of him, but he was aware he was going to be hooked. Good defensive play. Wayne Sherlock here. He was aided and abetted by Brian Corcoran. Mike O'Brien. That's a great catch. Superb. Can they get a score here? Is it dropping short once again? It is. Second time it's happened in the second half. Donal O'Cusack spotting the run there of Fergal McCormack. Stephen McDonough, man from Brewery, County Limerick, beautifully in towards James Butler. A point so far. John Brown's after him. It's still Butler. Very awkward angle, firing it across, hoping somebody somewhere can get a stick to it. Stapleton's about. Hennessy was in there as well, and I think the ball will be thrown up. The man on his knees is Wayne Sherlock. Certainly a good spirit to this second half so far, as it should be. 7 minutes gone. Dave Stapleton in there contesting that one. But away comes Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Cork's full-back, overplaying the hand pass. Clem Smith stepping into it. Cork without a full-back just now. A little bit vulnerable perhaps. Butler's going through. Stopped. Still gets a stick. Scores!
Game on.
Game on, absolutely. From the time Diarmuid O'Sullivan came out, there was a gap at the back for Cork, and it was exploited by the pacey James Butler, who's now got a goal and a point. The fair-haired man was coming through here, got just enough latitude, flicked it in, tennis style, and Limerick are right back in the hunt for a place in the Guinness Munster Hurling Championship final. Only 2 between them. Timmy McCarthy responding very positively. 2 points for McCarthy. And Cork are about to make a change. And Alan Brown is about to come in.
Every time Alan Brown has come on for Cork in the last year, he's caused plenty of problems, but he's going on to a physical player in Clem Smith, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on there.
Neil Ronan is off. Alan Brown is on for his 12th championship match. He scored 5 goals and 10 points in his championship career so far, and Cork will be looking for something special. Limerick were looking for something special now from Mike O'Brien. Oh, he sold it short there to his midfield ally, James Moran. And away by Pat Ryan. Down towards Joe Dean. Stopped, however, by the Limerick fullback, who is TJ Ryan. There's the substitution, but the real action is out there. Brian Begley trying to pick it up, and again it's Butler trying to go through. Stopped by Wayne Sherlock. Chasing after him the whole time here is Dave Stapleton. Alan Brown, first chance to impress, firing it down towards Shonny McGrath, getting out there ahead of Brian Geary. And a very tricky angle, and a little too tricky on this particular occasion. And no joy for McGrath, who's got a goal and a point in the match so far. And this is James Butler. This is where he had plenty of Cork men around there, but they couldn't stop him scoring. And Limerick, I think, are about to make another change. Mike Gallagher has been prepared. Meanwhile, Mike O'Brien is trying to get that ball away. Back to Mark Foley. Firing it in towards Begley. Begley and Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Stopped by Donal O'Cusack. Just needed a little flick. Clem Smith breaks it down. He's supported here by James Moran. The All-Ireland champions from last year being put under a lot of pressure now in the second half by a classy performance by Limerick. A lot more disciplined. Rid of the nerves of the first half. Now they're playing a bit. That's James Moran, and Begley just couldn't direct it in.
Both Mike O'Brien and James Moran are starting to really perform in the middle of the field now for Limerick. They're winning an awful lot of ball and they're playing with gay abandon, and that's probably what they need to do to try and win this game.
Mike Galligan's in. So Limerick making yet another change, and they are quite prepared to change things around. Dave Stapleton has gone. Clem Smith firing it down, one-handed. Alan Brown gets it back for Cork. Still loads of time for either of these sides to have a very emphatic victory. Only 3 points between the teams.
It's surprising that Cork are not trying to play a lot of good ball, quality ball in front of that full forward line. They've had several long wides from out on the wings, and it is surprising they're not trying to bring them more into the game by giving them good quality ball.
Jerry O'Connor has just come in. He's a twin brother of Ben O'Connor. Just wonder who he's going to replace. It's going to be Mickey O'Connell. So it will necessitate some restructuring. Jerry O'Connor in for his second championship match, played of course against Kerry 8 days ago. Mike O'Brien steadying himself. It's dropping to the right. Unable to put the Cork defence under sufficient danger there.
See Eamon Cregan telling him that time, Mike O'Brien, who's playing very well to keep the ball alive, not be driving it wide like that, because they're very hard to come by, and quality ball into the inside forwards is paramount for Limerick as well.
Alan Brown has gone over there to do a job on Clem Smith to try and negative his influence, and there was a third-man tackle, I think. It's going to be a free to Cork. Looks like James Moran has come off second best there. There was Clem Smith, and there was Moran coming in. Form of third-man tackle, outlawed of course. Pat Ryan to take the free. He strikes it well. Second point for Pat Ryan. Cork extend their lead. And there are now 13 minutes gone in the second half. One happy young supporter. Joe Quaid now playing his hurling with Maru Bohor. His side 4 points adrift. Timmy McCarthy tripped, but the referee says, come on, it was just an accidental clash of legs, and he's not giving the free to Cork. Instead, it's going to be a free to Limerick. Eamon Cregan was out by the sideline, still having words there with the referee.
Timmy McCarthy's actually moved out to pick up Mike O'Brien, who's been winning a lot of ball in the air. Timmy McCarthy's good in the air also, and I suspect he's put out there to counteract him.
Of course, he's been figuring in recent times with the Cork footballers as well. This was where he was trying to get that ball away, and just a little tangle of legs. And he fell on the ball, and the referee didn't blow for a free, which I think he was perfectly right in not doing. And the foul was committed by Timmy McCarthy. Here comes Kieran Carey. Good ball outside towards Mike Galligan, or rather it's Mark Keane. And Mark Keane has put it wide. A lot of wasted chances now.
Well, Ger, really there, you know, these are vital points to take. I mean, you're right beside the goal, you're 20 yards out, you're hand past the ball. To win matches like this for Limerick, you really do have to get scores like that. They have to be converted.
4 wides in the second half for Limerick, 10 in all. Far too many. Alan Brown belted in beyond Joe Dean in no great direction, and Dean didn't really have much of a chance of profiting from that particular piece of possession.
If you look, Ger, the two managers are Eamon Cregan is working like a beaver up and down the line, and that's his style. He really is enthusiastic, pushing his team, looking for more. Jimmy Barry's a little bit more kind of circumspect and laid back, but I'm sure in his head there's a battle going on as well.
You wouldn't fancy me out there, would you?
Love it.
Oh, I don't think anybody would like to be a manager on a day like this.
Well, They're two great men. If they were managers in any sport in the world, they would be the top of their three. Two magnificent players over their lifetime, and here they are on the sideline, fit to manage any team anywhere in the world in any sport.
This has gone in towards Brian Begley. Taking on Diarmuid O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan got the block on it. John Brown's back to cover. Challenged by Mike Galligan. Hand pass into space, and Brown is fouled as he was playing that ball away, and it's going to be a free out to Cork. There is too much fouling.
But back to the managers quickly. I mean, Eamon Cregan and Jimmy Barry, they have given such service to the game.